Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Roxanne, Carne, personal wardrobe stylist for women, and I transform your wardrobe and transform your life. And in today's video, I'm going to talk with you about one of my favorite brands. I would say probably in the last, particularly the last 2 to 3 years. They're called Lafayette 148. Technically Lafayette 148 New York. Some of you may be familiar with the brand already. There's definitely a well-known brand here in the US, but there are lots of women that don't know who they are, and that's why I wanted to do this video with you today. So first I want to share a little bit of background info about the company. So Lafayette 148 was actually founded by Deidre Quinn of New York, and she founded it because she traveled a lot over Europe and just saw the quality of the materials, the textiles, the love of how things were crafted together. And she fell in love with that in terms of garments and clothing and wanted really to bring that to the US. So she is one of the co-founders of the company, but she kind of is like the lead of the company. And one thing that's really unique about the organization is that it's women-led, but also, you know, it's women-founded and women-led. Overall, they have about 2,000 employees right now at the time of this video, and they've grown so much that in 2018, I want to say, they moved from having their headquarters on Lafayette Avenue in New York to the Brooklyn Navy Yard. And the Brooklyn Navy Yard, that's where ships and such were being built. There are over 300 acres there, but they built a green LEED building. And what's really cool about that space is that they've brought together both sales and production. And the thing that I have to say that I love the most, and this is actually how I got introduced to the brand, is because of their complete diversity in sizing. As a personal stylist, I have to tell you, the hardest women to shop for, the most challenging ones, and not in terms of who the woman is and her personality, but just in terms of body, and this is because of the industry, are petite women, so women that are 5'4" and under. Plus size women, as well as tall women. If you're not regular size, it really is hard to find products that are like made for your proportions, that are made for your dimensions. And with Lafayette 148, I actually found them as a really great contemporary luxury brand that was great for plus size women. But guess what? They size everyone from a size 0 to 24W, okay? Wide range. And within that range, they have 58 different fits. And what's really special about them is that they're not just constructing these pieces and just putting them together and saying, oh, here are the proportions, here are the measurements. They actually have these different fit models. So 58 different fits, 58 different fit models. So they're constructing the pieces, they're designing it, they're getting it on actual women that have, again, diversity in size, right? In terms of height, in terms of their stature. And I think it's a really, really beautiful thing. And when I really think about it, gosh, I think really they're the only brand that I know of that has that level of quality in terms of the pieces that they put together, the design, again, the components. Oh gosh, it's such a rich, luxurious like feeling to put on Lafayette 148 clothing. But they're the only brand to have that, but then also cater to all of these different sizes. So big kudos to Lafayette 148. And the reason that I'm really highlighting them right now is because here in Dallas, Lafayette 148 does not have a physical presence. Yes, you can find a few pieces at Nordstrom. Yes, you can find it at Neiman's, but outside of that, they don't have a physical store here yet. I hear they're working on it though, but they're based in New York. I think one of the only other Lafayette 148s that I've seen, and I know they're dotted around the country, but I did see one in Atlanta earlier this year. Anyway, they don't have a physical presence in Dallas, so they decided to have a private pop-up, and they invited me to participate. And this is the first time that they've done this. So they invited me to participate and invite some of my clients to the event. And that just took place last week. And it was really cool because what they did was that they brought a majority of their fall collection, so their fall winter 2022 collection, here to Dallas. And we really got to see and interact with these beautiful pieces. So what I did was invited my clients that could make it to the pop-up and did a little kind of impromptu shopping, really getting them in some fantastic pieces and placing orders. And then also for clients of mine who perhaps were out of town or had conflicts and couldn't make it, I actually recorded videos for them where I pulled specific pieces that I knew would align with their lifestyle, their styling goals, their personality, all of that, because I know my clients extremely well. This is one of the benefits of working with a stylist now, right? You always have somebody that's looking out for you, even when you're not in with me or in my vicinity. So anyway, it was a fantastic event. They were here for 3 days, and I wanted to highlight some of the pieces that I recommended to my clients and that they took home or technically ordered. So let's jump into it. So the first piece, and I'll show some pictures here, and I'm just gonna read the description from the website because it really encapsulates everything. But the first item is this beautiful shearling and quilted down collarless vest. The designer notes are, it's a cozy luxury, so that's the theme for Lafayette 148 this fall winter season, is cozy luxury. So cozy luxury and modern versatility come together in this Italian shearling front vest. Lined with the quilted goose down insulated puffer, this versatile zip front winter layer features a straight silhouette and is finished with elegant leather piping. So let me say this particular piece that I'm showing here was not actually a sample that was at the event. One of my clients made some selections, and then after the fact I went online and I found this piece for her because I thought it would really complement what her style aesthetic was, and she fell in love with it and we placed an order. But this is a really just gorgeous piece for the fall. You can see here in the picture that it's a winter white color. The shearling is short. They have another vest option where the shearling is a little bit long and even a little bit more fuzzy, but this one is short, but it gives it that really clean look. I love, again, the leather piping. As you can see, we've got that flanking the zipper. This is a great piece, as you see here, that you can wear with layered over a turtleneck, or you can put a great blouse underneath it too and wear it partially open or open all the way. The back is quilted with down, and it is nice because it's going to keep you warm, right? You've got that nice shearling in the front and you've got that soft quilted down in the back, and because it's natural materials, you're not going to overheat. It is going to maintain your body temperature. I love that the color is ivory. I can't remember if this one comes in a different color or not. I think it's only this color, but again, thinking about our winter white for the season, it's just beautiful, elegant, again, that luxury and that cozy luxury at the end of the day. So that was a winner for one of my clients. So that vest is $1,998, okay? So let me just say, Lafayette 148 clearly is not an inexpensive brand. However, the quality is worth it. And in terms of the quality and the way that it's made, the sustainability, they're actually right on par with really beautiful luxury brands like Brunello Cucinelli. Something like this at Brunello would probably run about $5,000 to $6,000. So I will say, from a price comparison standpoint, within the contemporary luxury space, like Lafayette 148 is priced very, very, very competitively for what you're getting, okay? So now let's talk about look number 2. So the second item is and they call it a responsible wool / cashmere fringed collar shell. It's a relaxed fit. It has a really nice, easy crew neck, and we've got this hand crochet fringe trim collar. that is like the exciting part about this piece. It has that winter vibe, but it doesn't really have like a, you know, boring winter look. It's really, really cool. It's sleeveless. It's a pullover that's sleeveless. So this is something that you can wear under a jacket. This is something that you can layer over like a collared shirt, or you can wear it as is. It is a little bit fitted, but it also has slits on the side as well. So it offers comfort. The textiles are, again, a blend of wool and cashmere, and it is super, super soft. You know, when people think about wool in the fall and winter season, they automatically think about like that thick, itchy wool fabric. And a lot of cases, wool can be that way, but the way that it is manufactured, and this goes into just what Lafayette 148 brings to the table, it's fine, it is soft, it is just like cashmere. So this is a really, really fun top. The pieces, the materials come from Italy, and it's dry clean recommended, but it could be hand washed cold, which is also a really nice, alternative for those that don't really want to have like, you know, an exorbitant dry cleaning bill. But I put my client in this, and she looked absolutely amazing, fell in love with it, and we did some fun stuff with it, with layering, putting with the cool like leather skirt. It's just an awesome piece. I'm going to show another way that you can style it here as well. On the website, they have it styled with one of their trouser pants, which also a very clean, classic look, but we're throwing a little bit of like interest and like boho in it with the fringe. So that is the second look. Let's take a look at our third item that I got for another client. So for our third piece, we are looking at the quilted NAPPA lambskin leather cropped bomber jacket. The price point on this one is $3,698, and it is because really of the materials. So it's impeccably crafted and supremely, and this is no lie, it was there, I touched it, I put it on my client. It is supremely soft, light Italian NAPPA lambskin. The collection's quilted bomber jacket redefines a vintage inspired design with a distinctly modern aesthetic. The sculpted, crop shape, and rib knit trim infuse a measured blouson effect, while a lightly thermore padded interior lends an added element of cozy. And thermore, basically, it's an insulation. It's one of kind of the newest insulations that you will find in coats. Again, it keeps you warm, it keeps you very comfortable and regulated. But the bomber jacket is a nice, relaxed silhouette. And again, looking at the fine details of the soft NAPPA leather, the ribbing that they have on the trim. We have a nice wide collar that you could even zipped up, have showing kind of that length on the shoulder, which I really, really like. The zip is a two-way closure, and it's beautifully lined as well. This look, as you can see in the picture here, they have it styled with what looks like a wool skirt. You can do a similar look. You can pair this with jeans. This is something you can kind of dress up or down, and you can wear this to work. You can wear this for play, and it's always going to look amazing. So yeah, that's the quilted bomber jacket from Lafayette 148 for this season. All right, let's take a look at one more item. So the last item that I want to share, and there were so many wins that I had from my clients, but I wanted to show the ones that were the most distinctive to me. This ensemble here is actually a combo of a boiled wool cashmere jersey culotte, as well as the zip front jacket. So when I first saw this piece hanging, my eyes went straight to the culotte. I'm telling you, it is a beautiful, beautiful piece. So let me read a little bit about the culotte. The Jane culotte debuts for fall winter 2022 with the sweeping wide leg cut and boot length crop. Crafted from ultra soft cashmere infused Italian boiled wool jersey, this pair sits high on the waist, which it does, with an architectural front yoke contouring side button tabs and fastens with a clean zip back. So that front yoke is a triangular piece that sits just right where the waistband would be, and that helps kind of give it a flattened look, and also it points downward. So it's just really interesting to look at, but they just nailed it in terms of the volume of the culotte. And then also the bottom, it has a little bit of a shape. It's just not straight. It has like a little bit of maybe of like a handkerchief shape where one end is a little bit maybe longer than the middle. So it's really just interesting to look at. It's a nice charcoal color. And because it's a wool jersey, again, this is not itchy at all, but it's got a little bit of weight and heft to it. So it drapes wonderfully. This is something that is not going to wrinkle, but it moves and flows with you. So it would look great with a fantastic boot or a pump. So on the top half, then you've got the zip front jacket. So this too is the same material, and the way that the designer describes it is that it's a pared back design and streamlined fit. It's combined in this collarless jacket, which is crafted from, again, cashmere infused Italian boiled wool jersey. The softly sculpted shape is tailored with linear seam work and features a masterful unlined construction and dual zip closure for effortless layering. 2 clients actually ended up getting this look. Because it just looks sleek. When I saw the ensemble together for the first time when we tried it on with one of my clients, it looked like New York. I'm like, okay, this is quintessential New York. This is quintessential Lafayette 148. So the pricing on this one, the culotte is $898, and I forgot to grab the price of the jacket. Oh, I have it here. The jacket is also $898. So you have this entire ensemble here for roughly about $1,800. So those were some of my favorite looks. And one thing I want to highlight about Lafayette 148 is they are a classic / minimalist design house. They do have the quirky pieces that come out every now and again, but they really do stay true to the aesthetic. The pieces that I shared with you today, you can see that they were neutral. So we had grays, we had black, we had the beautiful soft ivory. I will say that Lafayette 148 does play in the color space. So I'm going to show you a couple of pictures here from their lookbook where we have like the infusion of color. They have this beautiful primrose violet color that's like a lilac, and also they have a tile blue color. Very, very vibrant. That color was a hit at the Dallas pop-up, this tile blue. So I don't want you to think, oh, Lafayette 148 is kind of dreary. They're only playing with neutrals and dark colors. Absolutely not. They will bring in the color, but it just has to have cohesion with their overall collections. So I hope this video was helpful to you, especially for those of you that are not familiar with this brand. I will include a link to the retailer in the comment section, in the description section rather. And I'd love to know your thoughts. Comment below on what you think about what you've learned about the brand so far, as well as some of the looks that I shared with you that some of my clients got to take home with them or order technically. And let me know what are some of your other favorite brands that maybe share the same aesthetic. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really means a lot to this channel. And also let me know of any other video ideas that you would love for me to make for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.